Okay.
Thanks, Cooper. See you soon.
Do I have to do anything to this?
Everything is
It's ready to go. Cool. Okay, good morning, everybody in the Gompa and on Zoom. Welcome. So, what number module are we up to? Do you know?
I think we're up to 3.
Right, the third, fourth.
It's 4.
4? Yeah. Okay, so we've ascertained that we're up to the 4th module. So welcome to the 4th module, everybody. And I return to leading meditations. So I'll be leading the Tuesday meditation each week. I'm Tenzin Pallion, if you don't know me. So first of all, we're just going to calm our mind. So first of all, just sitting in the Gompa or in your space at home, just relaxing the body and the mind. And feeling the cushion beneath you. So we're going to do the 9-round breathing for a few minutes. So first of all, breathing in, imagining 3 channels from your crown to just below your the central one, from the crown to just below, 4 finger widths below the navel, and 2 side channels that originate from your nose, each nair of the nose, and they go down either side of the main channel and meet at the bottom and enter the middle channel. So first of all, breathing through the left nostril, we're going to breathe in all the white light, nectars of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and then bring it down to our navel, and then breathe out all the negativities and obscurations involved with attachment. So we do that 3 times. And then breathing in the right nostril. So breathing in all the white light and nectars from all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas over 3 times in 10 directions. And then blowing out the left nostril, any anger energy that you have 3 times. Breathing in all the white light and breathing out all the negativities with regard to anger, aversion, hatred. And then we breathe in through both nostrils and then out through the crown of our head. And we breathing in the white light of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas once again, and breathing out ignorance, all the afflictive emotions with respect to ignorance. And so we'll do this 2 more times. So now breathing in the left nostril and out through the right. Breathing in the white light of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and breathing out the afflictions with respect to attachment. 3 times. And then in through the right, out through the left. And breathing out all the anger energy, aversion, hatred. And then in through both and out through both again. Taking in all the white light and nectar, all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and breathing out all the afflictions with respect to ignorance. And then once more, in through the right, out through the left. Breathing out all the afflictions with regard to anger, hatred, aversion. And then in through the left, out through the right, and breathing out the afflictions with respect to anger. Attachment. And then in through both and out through both. And then feeling into your body in a calm and relaxed way. So now that we've settled our mind, brought ourselves present in the Gompa, now we can gather around us all sentient beings, all in human form. We can have our father on our right, our mother on our left, all the rest of our friends and family behind us, enemies right in front, and then filling the rest of the sphere of space before you, right to the horizon, right around with all other sentient beings. Visualizing all sentient beings, but all in human form. So billions and billions of human beings before you. And we can think that we're engaging in this meditation for their benefit. And we can also think that we're engaging in this Bodhisattva's way of life for the benefit of every single living being, so that we can train our mind in the stages of the path, so that ultimately we can attain the state of a Buddha to lead all living beings to that state of enlightenment by ourselves alone. This is our job. This is the purpose of our life. So developing a really heartfelt connection with all these living beings, thinking that they're just like me, they just want happiness and they don't want suffering, and that we're all exactly the same. It's all we ever want, happiness and not suffering. So we've been studying the Bodhisattva's way of life, the text written by Shantideva throughout this year. And currently we've arrived at chapter 6. So that's the chapter on patience. So I thought we'd just have a little reflection on the 5 previous chapters, just very briefly, of course. Just see if we can bring them together and hold them in our mind, ready for discussion about patience. And the Shanideva's Bodhisattva's way of life is a text that His Holiness the Dalai Lama holds in the highest of regard. Absolutely amazing, Shantideva. And it gives us an opportunity to be able to study, reflect, and meditate on this text in our own time, following our studies. And it gives us that path, the path from Guru devotion right through to the state of enlightenment, through the lower, the middling, and the great scopes. So why do we study the Bodhisattva's way of life? Well, it shows us how to attain the state of the one gone to bliss, the state of a Buddha. And the way we do that is through study, so coming together in the Gompa and receiving teachings from a teacher, so Geshe Punsok Sutram. And then when we're at home following study, we take those teachings that we've heard and reflect on them. So we merging that material, the Dharma, with our mind. And then the third wisdom, meditation. So once we've assimilated it to a certain extent, we can actually sit in practice, in meditation, and reflect more deeply with a more subtle mind on all those points. And of course, when we're doing so, just having that mind of enlightenment, the twofold aspiration for the benefit of every single living being to attain the state of enlightenment. So the first chapter that we covered was an explanation of the benefits of the mind of enlightenment. And we can look at the benefits of the mind of enlightenment basically from generating love and compassion. So in order to generate this mind of enlightenment, we actually need a precious human rebirth. A precious human rebirth that's fully qualified with the freedoms and opportunities. And in these times that we're living right now, which appear to be quite degenerate times, we are so fortunate, so amazingly fortunate to have this precious human life. And this precious human life in which we've come into contact with the Dharma. And not only have we come into contact with the Dharma, we've come into contact with amazing, fully qualified, precious teachers. So Kabja Lama Zopa Rinpoche, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, if you are so fortunate, with Lama Yeshe as well, and also Geshe Punsok Sultram, whom is our teacher here, Chenrezig Institute. We are so fortunate to be able to access the teachings of Shakyamuni Buddha in this day and age. And it really does come down to the fact that it is so rare, just as in the analogy of the turtle coming up from the bottom of the ocean and putting its head through a ring that's floating on the surface of the water. Our lives really are that rare, so rare. So in being so rare and realizing, understanding how rare our life is, we actually need to take the essence of the precious human rebirth that we have and take the time to generate a mind of enlightenment, of course contrived initially, and then working to make that uncontrived so that it arises effortlessly and spontaneously for every living being. So just with respect to the mind of enlightenment, just say one more thing. Just trying to feel the mind of enlightenment when we're in a quiet state, having access to a more subtle aspect of our mind. Just trying to fill our entire body with bodhicitta and really feel that, the loving kindness, the compassion. And we develop that in dependence on knowing our own suffering. And in knowing our own suffering, we understand others' suffering. So just feeling bodhicitta with every atom of our body, every atom of our mind. And sharing that, radiating that out with every living being. May you be free from suffering. May you have every happiness. May I free you from that suffering. And may I lead you to that state of enlightenment. So the second chapter that we come to in the Bodhisattva's Way of Life is with regard to the disclosure of negativities or confession. And so I'll just mention a few things that come to mind with regard to confession and laying down negativities. Just very important that we engage in purification practices. It's also very important that we watch our mind and with our refuge in our mind to turn away from negativities and abide only in virtue. But the most important thing with regard to purification is to have the four opponent powers. So we need to reflect on what negativities that we have committed in this life and in all previous lives. And of course, we have actually committed every negativity that there is to commit, even if we don't remember. So generating regret for whatever arises in your mind, whatever you give thought to, generate deep regret for having committed that action. And of course, we take reliance in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. And then we engage in a remedy. And often that remedy can be prostrations or Vajrasattva practice. So engaging in these practices with very sincere, deep thought, deep regret, deep wish to purify in your mind. And then at the end of the purification, generating a resolution that from deep within your mind that you will not commit these negative actions again in the future. And of course, the physical actions are the most easy, or not easy, but the easiest to not do. And then the speech is the next easiest, but they're not easy. And the last is the mind, very, very difficult to we can purify, but it's very, very quick moving because it's non-matter. And so very easy for it to, or for me anyway, to be a bit wayward, quite wayward. So we really need to restrain our mind. So purifying our body, speech and mind so that we can attain realization, so that we can see our mind. It's removing the obscuration so that we can see the true nature of our mind, the reality of our mind, the reality of phenomena. Because our mind's so obscured by ignorance. So that's chapter 2. Chapter 3 is completely upholding the mind of enlightenment. So the mind of enlightenment, that twofold aspiration, the wish to achieve the state of enlightenment for the benefit of others, is rooted, as we said, in great compassion and wisdom. And that mind of enlightenment arises through faith. And through compassion, we can see others as very close to our heart. And we can genuinely, when we feel this love and this compassion for others, we can genuinely aspire to help them in whatever way possible that we can do that. Of course, teaching Dharma, teaching emptiness in particular, is the best way to help sentient beings. But there are the Bodhisattva verses that aspire, may I be a ship, may I be a boat, may I be a bridge, may I be a wish-fulfilling jewel, to give sentient beings exactly what they need, whatever they need. May I be a protector for those lacking protection. May I serve sentient beings. And Rinpoche, even in The Light of the Path in Black Mountain in probably 2009 or 2010, he said, may I be a toilet for sentient beings. So that's just taking on everything, wishing to free them from all difficulties. And then the 4th chapter, conscientiousness. Of course, we need to be conscientious to watch our mind, conscientious to always hold our refuge, conscientious to abide in virtue, conscientious to make aspirational prayers, So this, looking at conscientiousness, it brings us back once again to our precious human rebirth, to focus on aspects of the precious human rebirth. And we can think that a supreme way to take the essence of our precious human rebirth is to generate the mind of enlightenment. And in order to sustain bodhicitta, we need to be conscientious about our behavior. And we need to hold our mind firmly so that we're not distracted, so that we know what to adopt and what to discard. So also recognizing the need to be conscientious about generating virtue, and to be conscientious about purifying the afflictions. And then that brings us on to the final chapter before patience. It says guarding introspection. So we're guarding our mind with mindfulness and introspection. So introspection, a knowing engagement in physical, verbal and mental actions, function of serving as a basis for engagement in virtue. And mindfulness is a non-forgetfulness with respect to a familiar object, and its function is to cause non-distraction. So then, of course, we commenced our meditation on our teachings on patience. And of course, we need to generate patience in order to protect our roots of virtue. Because if we give rise to anger, especially in generating anger toward a bodhisattva, we can wipe out our roots of virtues completely. So all that good work that we've engaged in falls away. Anyway, we will learn more about patience as the day goes on today. So generating all the, gathering together all the merit that we've accumulated from engaging in this meditation, and just having a quick summary or a quick look at the 5 chapters preceding patience, and giving thought to generating the minds of loving kindness and compassion for every single living being. May I be able to free them from their sufferings and lead them to enlightenment as quickly as possible. So thanks very much, everybody. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
It was nice.
Was it? Could have been a little bit more prepared. But there you go. It was all right. Nice to see 4 people in here. It's great. Yeah. Jason's often here by himself. Aren't you? Yeah. Anyway, 4 people. Very nice. Yeah. Okay, see you all very soon.
See you soon, about Friday.
Yeah, see you shortly.
okay?
Oh, that's okay. How you doing?
I'm okay, how are you?
Not real bad.
Not real bad, just a bit bad. Not real bad, not just a bit bad, or just like wholly good?
Oh, partially good.
Partially good, okay. Well, you're here now, so,
Yeah, that's good.
yeah. Did you see the pictures of Chenrezig Institute in the middle of Australia?
No,
Uh,
when did you die?
Must have been just recently. This is,
Whereabouts in the
oh, in Brisbane. Here's the pictures.
The government general.
So,
That's good.
yeah, state government.